How are you doing, class? My name is Brandon Cruz. I'd like to share my opinion of why I think marijuana should be legalized, why I think it would benefit the United States, and possibly enrich some of the downturns that we're seeing in the 21st century. Noticing how marijuana has taken a very negative stereotype over the course of the last 100 or so years, especially in America, starting with the banning of marijuana in 1915 in Texas, taking on the appearance of murders, killers, and just overall negative stereotypes such as laziness along those lines. It's interesting to see how the condemnation of marijuana has progressed to the point where the benefits of marijuana have been overshadowed. Some of the recent studies show that the simple taxation of marijuana alone would benefit, I don't know, possibly every state in the union. Realizing that, we would take a look at ourselves and we would wonder why there are such lobbyists and bans in place due to the U.S. Agriculture Department and possibly some of the other departments of Homeland that strongly, with a fervor, try their best to keep out marijuana from reaching and being legalized in other states besides Colorado. If we look at Colorado over the past year, their surplus in taxes alone has increased 15%. 15% in an entire state. It's a surplus of $50 million going towards infrastructure, railways, schools, and along those lines, just overall enrichment in the community. That's what they're doing with their surplus. I can't fathom why other states wouldn't want to capitalize on the mere idea that there could be a benefit to legalizing marijuana. There are some downsides. Everybody can possibly agree that smoking marijuana does have some inhabilitating effects, leave you unable to utilize a motorized vehicle, leave you unable to conduct certain operations of the day. You honestly wouldn't want somebody working for you who's, for lack of better words, high on marijuana. There's a potential that they could misinterpret something or by chance let something fall through the cracks because their attention to detail has waned. So looking at those aspects, it's very easy to see why it could be a hindrance more than a help. But overall, I think the benefits outweigh the risk. If you look at things that could be used for it, as in hemp's a product that was used in the early 1800s of America all the way up to the early 1900s before it's banned. And it will also help for other products. It's just a wide variety of overall oneness to stabilize and show that marijuana is not a terrible substance, it's not a terrible drug as it's been labeled. Some of the medicinal uses alone severely help. It's been proven to help people with potential brain disabilities and possible deformities, such as glaucoma. When looking at marijuana in a holistic approach, it's strange to me that a natural substance, natural organic plant that is unfiltered in pretty much every sense of the word, untampered with, can be ostracized and labeled so harshly when you have products such as alcohol, other various drugs like cocaine that have been cut and baked and spliced, crystal meth, or even cigarettes, which actually physically harm an individual and the carcinogenic properties leading to cancer, emphysema, and other terrible diseases like that. There's no known disease or carcinogenic property to marijuana. It has not. There hasn't been enough study. There hasn't been enough proof to even prove that it exists in marijuana. So ultimately, upon my opinion, I would like to believe that marijuana could, in the right testing demographics, be used for a better purpose. I feel that's the only thing really holding back, really keeping marijuana from really taking a stage and being legalized in the United States. The fact that there is no research being truly performed and on a grander scale to really emphasize how beneficial or how detrimental marijuana could be to a state or a country as a whole. So looking at that fact, I think it would benefit us overall, but I think there really needs to be some more research done. And that concludes my speech. Thank you. Have a good one.